2015 elections. That's the next one. Contrary to just focusing on how do they achieve and develop the country to some extent. Benson Enikuomehin joins us on the phone now, and he called. Well, he'll tell us. Morning, Mr. Enikuomehin, and thank you for joining us. Well, yes, we're talking about. All right. Well, why is it that politicians focus on immediately after their elections the next one? How do they get to win the next one? So it looks as if all the other talk about the promises they make at whatever stage, in most cases, it does come across as though it's papering over cracks, that the real intention is how do I cement my position the next time out. Why is this the case, if it is?
Well, I think to a large extent, Dr. Doyin Okupe got it right when he said that a good number of politicians are jobless. And because they are jobless, they must of necessity fight at all costs to unseat their opponent, even when the race has not started. I think that point is well made, and I think to a large extent that is true. Only a very few persons that immediately after the election will go back to his or her profession and then begin to work and then wait for the time when the referee, that is the INEC, will call people up for the purpose of election. That is not to say that there cannot be strategy, planning, tactics that could be made by the party looking at why did we fail? Where did we fail? How did we fail? Those questions could be answered by members of the party who form the intellectual team of the party. That can be discussed. But to come on air and announce or ask people to come and endorse you in whatever form, just haven't gotten a mandate for a year or two, it looks ridiculous. And I think that is uncalled for. What is required of persons who have been elected for now is that they should sit down and properly deliver on their manifestos. Many events are not so surprised because majority, if not all the political parties, do not have clear-cut manifestos of what they have to do. This is different from what happened in 1979, when you can pin UPN to a particular position or manifestos, or you will see NPN for this particular purpose, or PRP, or GMPP, or APP as the one, sorry, NPP, the one that the late Nadia Zikwe headed. So what we have now is a fusion of views, and therefore, when these views are confused altogether, you begin to find that a person has just been given a mandate for a year or two, is running helter-skelter. I think my good friend, Mr. Sonny, he got it wrong when he just said ACN and CPC were only talking at the peripheral. Let's call it spade. Let's not call it implement of agriculture. You are already planning coming out. Tell us what you want to deliver. What we have given to you, the little we have given to you, how faithful it is. You know me for my objective view. For the first tenure of Mr. Fashola in Lagos State, why others were busy running head and scatter, even his boss, the man was busy delivering on what he told Lagosians he was going to do. He fixed up Oshodi, fixed up a good number of places that are spots that are terrible areas. And that was what gave him the accolade Lagosians gave to him. Ditto for what Oshiomhole has done in Edo State. I schooled at the University of Benin. And I know how Benin was when I was at the University of Benin. Benin did not change until Oshiomhole came on board. For the first 3 years that Oshiomhole was on board, he was looking at issues and problems facing Edo people and was fixing it. The same thing happened in Ondo State. Dr. Benson Enikuomehin came on board And he began to address the issues on those states. He looked at their market, address it. He looked at their streets, address it. He looked at the health sector, address it. It is your performance that will determine whether people will give you second term or not.
Mr. Enikuomehin,
why not do 4 years and leave the place and write your name with an indelible ink in the history and honor of people?
Mr. Enikuomehin,
the food they have been given to eat does not finish the jollof rice. They are running for pandemic.
May I come in here?
They should sit down and think and work properly. It is there and then people will know whether we should entrust you with further authority or not.
Well, some people say that that is some subtle form of campaigning. That's when
and do well.
That when it is you're delivering on your strategy or whatever it is that you're doing, some people say it is some form of campaigning and that is not guaranteed. Do you think that we should actually be considering that single term so as to let people focus on what it is that they need to do after they've won elections?
We don't need to wait for we don't need to say single term or 2 terms. You see, if you are giving, like as it is in our constitution now, 4 years and yet another 4 years, the first 4 years you are giving is sufficient enough for you to use 2.5 or 3 years to tell the people, this is what I have done, this is what I am doing, this is what I will do when the 3 years are over, for the people to give you another term of office. And if they do not give to you, the world will not crash. But write your name in the indelible ink of nature, that within this period, the Bible says, if a man is faithful in a little, he will be faithful in much. The 4 years we have given to you, tell us what you have done in your state. Tell us what you are doing. Have you addressed the educational sector? Have you addressed the health sector? Have you addressed the epileptic life we are having? So what extent have you addressed it?
So what would you look at?